In total, it's an $82 billion plan. Starting in April, there will be income support for workers who stay home and don't have sick leave access. That's up to $900 biweekly for 15 weeks. Also, starting in April, the government is committing an additional $5 billion for workers facing unemployment who do not qualify for employment insurance. Small businesses are also getting a 10% wage subsidy for their employees and some tax relief as well. The filing deadline is extended to June 1st, with amounts owing deferred to August 2020. Plus, businesses also have until August to pay their tax bills. For more, let's bring in Public Security Minister Bill Blair. He joins me from the House of Commons in the foyer. Minister, good to see you. I'm wondering about the measures introduced by the Finance Minister today. How soon can these measures come into effect?
Well, if you're already on EI, Joyce, we're going to make sure that takes effect immediately. For those who are not currently on unemployment or employment insurance, we hope to have these measures in place by April the 1st. We're moving as quickly as possible because we know Canadians are worried about their income.
So, but your emergency plan includes, sort of a hodgepodge, a mixture of existing programs like EI and the child benefit, enhanced, of course, and the creation of a new emergency programs to help those who are not entitled. So it sort of starts becoming quite complicated. People asking, do I qualify? Do I not qualify? Why not do like some U.S. lawmakers are suggesting, sending as a first measure money directly in the pockets of those Canadians who need it?
Well, we are utilizing the programs that are already in place to get money out the door as quickly as possible. And that's why, for those who, are, for example, are already on EI, we're able to add this additional money in a very quick way. And it's the same with the Canada Child Benefit, utilizing the mechanism that's already in place through CRA. It enables us to move money out as quickly as possible. And we also recognize there were people that were not covered under those programs. And so we are also initiating additional measures, building on existing resources to make sure that we can move that money as quickly as possible to help the people that are going to be in need.
So I want to move to the U.S.-Canada border because that was a huge announcement as well today. So we're closing the border to travelers, to tourists, to people who want to visit Canada. Trade continues. When do these restrictions come into effect?
Well, first of all, having made this announcement, I'm very hopeful that Canadians and Americans will respect the principle behind it, and that those who are interested in non-essential travel, they'll just realize that it's not appropriate and they'll stay home. I think one of the things that we did accomplish through this mutual agreement, and it's a very collaborative effort that's gone between ourselves and the Americans, is we have secured essential travel and we have secured the essential movement of goods and services across our border. Canadians depend on that, and nearly $2.7 billion in trade and goods travel across that border each and every day. And as a result of the work that we've done, we have secured those supply chains and at the same time taken the important measures of restricting travel for non-essential workers and non-essential travelers from crossing that border. That's an important measure of maintaining public safety and public health and reducing the incidence of the contamination of this virus. We think they'll be very effective in slowing the virus down, and at the same time, we have protected our economy and our supply chain so we can get food on the shelves, pharmaceuticals to our drugstores, goods and services that are needed each and every day. And for Canadian workers who are engaged in essential activity, they'll be able to get to work, and that's important as well.
So tell us this, because I know a lot of Canadians who are in the United States now are pretty worried. Tell us that Canadians who are in the States can come back to Canada anytime, even after these restrictions are imposed. I think that's important for you to tell them that.
Yeah, and you know what, I know it is important, and I can assure all Canadians that you're always welcome home. And we've tried to encourage Canadians who are wintering in other locations, it's time to come home. We believe that's the safest and smartest choice for them to have access to our health care. And when a Canadian comes to our border, the door is always open, and we have a constitutional responsibility to Canadians to allow their entry, and we encourage that and support that. I would remind them, however, that when they are coming back to Canada, we're going to ask them to undertake a 14-day period of self-isolation that'll keep them safe and help them keep their neighbors and their families safe as well.
Thank you so much, Minister. I know you're a very busy man and you have to get back to work. So thank you for being that's Public Security Minister Bill Blair.
Thank you very much, Joyce. Be healthy.